Hello and welcome everyone to a new Heroes of Might and Magic 3 tier list, where in this one we're going over last and very possibly least the Alchemist Hero Class. Alchemists are the might side heroes for the for the Tower faction, and they're usually not very good. They start off with like pretty bad starting skills. They don't really have anything special going their way for the most part. They're one of the most redeeming qualities of theirs is the fact that they end up with spellbook immediately into the game. And while that is a nice addition to the hero, it doesn't really make them that good on its own. So let's go every single one individually. The first alchemist on the list is Fafnir. This guy is the Naga Specialist. He starts off with Scholar and Interference, and the biggest part of his kit is actually the fact that he starts off with Haste in the spellbook. Having Scholar plus Haste on a hero actually makes him a kind of a good guy to start the match off of with. So basically you can teach all your other heroes Haste, and that's actually really good because Haste is one of the best spells to be had early into the game. So there you go. But apart from that, you don't really want to build him. The specialty is actually kind of useless, so he ends up being C tier at most. Next up is Iona. Iona is the Scholar Wisdom hero that starts off the game with Magic Arrow. So once again, a pretty good utility hero. She ends up being able to use the fact that she has Magic Arrow and Scholar to give all other heroes like pretty good spells. So you kind of want to see her on level 1 in the tavern so you can actually use her utility for the sake of like pretty good things, I guess. You also might want to build her to level 5 so you can share like Meteor Shower, Chain Lightning off of whatever specialist you might find as well. So all in all, she is not like completely terrible, but past level 5 she doesn't really have any utility. And the little utility that she does have does not really bring her high into the list, in my opinion. Next up on the list is Josephine. She is the golem specialist that starts off with mysticism and sorcery of all things. The biggest part of her, once again, is the fact that she has haste in the spellbook. However, this time she doesn't really get to share the haste with other heroes like Fafnir does, but she does actually have one redeeming quality. She starts off with 2 stacks of golems, meaning that she is actually a pretty popular starter for Juice Cross in Tower. You just pick her, you get a few golems, you use them, and then you find whatever main from another faction. That is if you don't really like maining Solomir that much, of course. Which actually like the case for me for quite a while at least. So yeah, a solid starting hero option, but as a hero, she is like pretty tragic. Horrible starting skills, she rolls into bad skills anyway. The stat line is all over the place, doesn't really focus on much. Honestly, like a pretty horrible hero. See there. So next up is we have Neela. Neela is she is definitely the best hero to actually build from the Alchemists. She is the armor specialist, one of 3 armor specialists in the game. Of course, Tazar and Neela are a grade above Neela because she starts off with Scholar, which is pretty much a dead skill for a main hero. But nonetheless, despite having a dead skill, this hero is actually like pretty nice. I wouldn't say amazing. She doesn't build that well. Like, she's not that consistently good when it comes to building. And she also has the dead skill. But honestly, the armor specialty is enough to carry a hero to be like decent pretty much no matter what. Another pretty big downside apart from the secondary skills that you roll is the primary skills. You start off with the game with like no might skills, and then you're not even rolling into that many might skills as you go. So yeah, armor specialty is like one of the best things to have in the game, but she has so many flaws that even the armor specialty is not enough to carry Neela anywhere above A tier. So there she goes. Now, Pickle Drum, he's actually one of my favorite alchemists in the game, and let me tell you why. He starts off the game with mysticism scouting. The scouter part is actually really useful. Mysticism can be useful if you get him something to cast. You can do like a fight here and there. The reason I like him is the combination of two things. He starts off the game with only gargoyles, and the movement is based on your slowest unit, and gargoyle is speed 6, with specialty from Pickle Drum, they're speed 7, meaning that whenever you buy Pickle Drum from a tavern, he's gonna be having quite a good amount of moves compared to most of the heroes, and that is really solid, really good. It's a selling point for the hero. And also, the fact that he has scouting on top of these great moves actually makes him really nice to see. Now, of course, if you play Tower, you start like with a different hero and see Pickle Drum in the tavern, you cry your eyes out, okay? It's so bad. But whenever you find, whenever the situation is not that specific scenario, and if you find Pickle Drum, you're actually pretty happy. I would put him as one of the better supports. So there he goes. I like seeing him. I actually like this hero. So yeah, not bad. Next up is Rissa. She, from her specialty, she brings 1 Mercury per turn to your kingdom. She starts off the game with a magic arrow, pretty solid. And she also has offense and mysticism in the spellbook. Honestly, she's such a jumble of like she's all over the place, okay? She's like a support with resource generation, but she's kind of like a main because she can smoke things with offense. Then she can also cast spells because she has like pretty good spellcasting stat line because she's an alchemist, so she doesn't really know what she is. Like the rest of them, of course. And yeah, if she like focused a little bit more towards like one side, then I actually kind of like her. I've used her a few times to like pretty great effectiveness. Like, getting her level 5 makes her like really versatile in what she can do. But nonetheless, as an alchemist, she doesn't really go above C tier. Like, she ends up being bad at everything. But bad at many things. Not like horrible at many. I don't know. Alchemists are really weird. Next up is Fane. Fane is the Advanced Scholar, and he has a genius specialty, which doesn't really matter. And he has a magic arrow in the spellbook, so you can use this guy to collect all the spells from all the heroes and then distribute them as you see fit. Not bad whatsoever. She's basically Iona, but with a slightly different set of secondary skills, and not a really good one at that. So there it goes. And the last on the list is Thorisar. Thorisar is a hero that is actually pretty good. He's solid. He has mysticism and tactics in his starting skills. His spell is Magic Arrow, real solid, pretty good. What you want to see on starting hero. I mean, not a starting. I mean, a hero that you get early on that takes some fights for you is what I'm trying to say. And he also has the artillery specialty, which means also that he starts off with a ballista, so he brings a ballista into your kingdom. Not bad, of course, at a cost of some gargoyles, or potentially not if you get him like a little bit later into the game. I like seeing this guy in the tavern. Tactics brings a lot of utility into your faction. He is able to take on Black Towers really well. Of course, with the Ballista and Tactics, is a really good Black Tower specialist, I would say. Like, hell yeah, I'm all about that. Then Mysticism lets you supply yourself while you're out in the field, casting magic arrows from fight to fight. Honestly, I don't hate him. So he does not deserve D tier. And honestly, very surprisingly, every single one of these horrible heroes avoids D tier, because every single one of these guys is unique in their own way, just a little tiny bit unique enough in order to make them not exactly bottom tier. So, you know what? I'll give props to them. Individually, they pull their weight a little tiny bit. And alchemists are something that you don't exactly want to use all that much. It's something that you really want to avoid. It kind of makes sense, you know. They're a they're the might heroes of the tower faction. If they were good, it wouldn't make a lot of sense. So you know what? Thematics were kept intact. And that was my tier list for alchemists in Heroes of Mana Magic 3. I hope you guys enjoyed the entire saga of me going through every single hero in every single list. Some people suggested I should go for every single S tier hero and rate them in an individual list as well. I might want to do that. I'll think about that. I also have a few things that I want to do in story. Okay. So, hope you guys enjoy yourselves. Make sure to sub to my YouTube if you haven't already, and check me out on Twitch. I stream almost every single day. So, till next time, guys. Bye bye.